Hey, this is Petra with Boundaryless, helping you to unleash your potential and make a difference across the globe. And today, I'm super excited about today because my today's guest, Beata Stanova. She was born and raised in Slovakia and has been living and working in 5 different countries since then. And now she's living and working in the beautiful Vienna, having her own YouTube channel, ICONIQUE Psychology, revealing the psychology behind everything.
Yeah, I'm super excited to have you here. It's really a pleasure.
Thank you for the invitation. Also, really excited to be here.
Since you've been living abroad for a very long period of time, did you ever feel like you lost your identity?
Well, I pretty much moved to Belgium with my family when I was 13, which is a pretty young age at that point. And especially when you're going through puberty, I feel like at that moment you don't even know who you are or who you will want to become at some point. And moving to a different country definitely shaped the way that my identity developed in a way. Identity loss, when it comes to maybe when people ask me where I'm from, I always say I come from Slovakia, because that is the country where I was born in and raised in and where my family is. And it's still my home base. It is the place that I return to.
Yes.
But it's definitely true that I don't feel at home, or I can't imagine myself just moving back to Slovakia and living there and not moving around anymore, not traveling anymore.
Yeah, so now I'm really curious, since I can pretty much relate to everything that you said. Do you now identify yourself as being a Slovakian, or do you feel more as a European, or maybe a citizen of the world? Who are you?
When I'm asked this question, I always say I come from Slovakia. I'm Slovak. But when it comes to my life or the way I want to live my life, I see myself more as a Slovak person abroad. In Belgium, it was a European school that I went to. So I was surrounded with people from all over Europe, and I think also there I developed this European identity.
Yes.
So I do feel Slovak and I do feel European as well.
Yeah.
Just in different contexts, I react maybe differently too.
Yeah. Do boundaries matter to you? Because we are a generation, and many of us tend to say we don't think in boundaries anymore. We feel connected to the rest of the world. How do you feel about that?
To a certain extent, I think just with the whole digitalization, and it's so easy to communicate with people abroad nowadays, in a way it might feel like there are no boundaries at all. There are no borders at all. But at the same time, you do see the cultural differences when you go from country to country, and I feel like that's what makes traveling so interesting and exciting, because you do get to experience different people and just different experiences when you go from country to country. So it's definitely easier to cross those borders, but I feel like they're still there.
And do you feel like maybe at some point in your life being so international made you feel uncomfortable or uneasy, or maybe just really confused in your life?
There have been moments where I looked at people who have been living in just one city their whole lives and have this stable community of people around them, and just have the stability that I don't feel like I have or ever had for a long time. But at the same time, I would never trade my experiences for anything, because I feel like I've grown so much as a person, and just became a lot more independent. And I know that that provides me with so many more opportunities for the future, that I can really just go anywhere and start new anywhere. And I know that I can do it, and I'm not afraid of doing it.
Yeah, and maybe what would you advise to somebody who's going through this phase of maybe finding themselves, or being totally confused about themselves a little bit? Or maybe what helped you to overcome those phases?
I think the most important thing is having people you can relate to, and they don't even have to be the people from the same country as you, although that is also a part of it. Like when you meet, for example, another Slovak person abroad, you have like this instant connection, and you know, you come from the same city or something, and there's instantly a bond between you two. When you're traveling abroad, the sort of expat communities that I feel like nowadays are all around the world, and they're getting stronger and stronger and bigger and bigger. They're very, very important when it comes to traveling, because those people know that when you come to that new city and you're all alone, and they get it that you don't know anyone, and that on the weekend you just spend the whole weekend alone, or like walking through the city or going to a museum alone because you don't know anyone. And the sense of belonging, I feel like, definitely can be created by meeting up with these people and sharing your experiences and just simply getting to know these communities.
Yeah, that's great. And since you are an expert in psychology, I wonder, does it help if you really know yourself? Because not everyone had the opportunity or dealt with their own mindset or with their own personality in such a depth as probably you did during your studies and now doing your YouTube channel. Do you think it really helps to get to know yourself better?
I don't think it even matters whether you are an expat or whether you have lived in one city your whole life, but knowing yourself and getting to know yourself and getting clear on your values and your goals and just simply who you are is so important and will enrich your life in so many different ways. Also, in one way, when you know who you are and like where you are, you can improve. It's so much easier to improve whatever you're doing and whoever you want to become. And identity is not only your nationality, and it just every and each one of us is unique. Every person is different. We have our own sort of mindsets and values and everything. So creating your own identity in a way which is maybe not that related to that one country where you come from, I think is so beneficial, because again, it just opens up so many different doors and opportunities for the future, because you're not sort of bound by that idea that this is who I am or this is who I should be for the rest of my life.
I love that. I really love that. Because it helped me so much when I dealt with my own values, my standards, rules I have, even the limiting beliefs. It just made such a huge difference in my life. One last question. What is the one thing that you've learned in this time living abroad that you would like to leave us with?
I think people often have this idea of what living abroad is or what traveling is. And it's not as glamorous as it seems. It's a lot of waiting around at airports and dealing with paperwork and just trying to figure out your life. It's a lot of loneliness. But at the same time, and so this is my main message here, I guess, it is so rewarding in so many different ways, and it is worth the effort. So do travel, and do move abroad. And it's not going to be easy. It's never easy. It's definitely a challenge, but it makes you a better and a stronger person. And it's worth it.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you so much, Bea. It was such a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you.
Now, Bea and I would love to hear from you. So what is the one thing that you've learned out of today's video? Let us know in the comment section below. Also, if you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to subscribe to my channel for new videos like this every week. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time on Boundaryless.